Hey, what's goody? We're back.
And we're black.
He's black. All right. Yacha.
I'll give it like a strong 1
All right.
minute.
So we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we back live.
Yeah, nothing too serious. When you gotta recharge the old batteries, as they say in showbiz.
That is what they say in showbiz.
It's showbiz, baby. But honestly, I don't really care. Keep going into this. So basically, I guess my biggest thing about this album is that there is really strong replay value out of this.
Whoa, we're talking about the Panic at the Disco album.
Panic at the Disco, Pray for the Wicked.
Will's top 4 album of the year.
Yeah, my number 4 album of the year, which may come as a surprise since it's not all 5 rap albums, but only 11 tracks. The subject matter of the album is actually very interesting. I think that the themes are obviously talking about the lives of the rich and famous, but he talks about like the highs and the lows of it. Mm-hmm. But the weird thing about the way he, like when you think about the highs and someone talk about the highs and lows of something, you think about the highs being like kind of like bragging or braggadocious and like glorifying something. And the lows being kind of like sounding depressing and like what was me kind of tones to it. But the way that Brendan talks about like the good parts and the bad parts about being famous, about I guess high society, kind of. He talks about it more like in a detached way, like the good times are really cool, but he doesn't really understand. He doesn't really like know or like. It's hard for him to identify what he feels about it. Like he thinks about like how like he's at these really high class parties and like these like really cool events and whatnot.
Okay.
But he'd rather like be like getting high or like leaving because he doesn't feel comfortable in the situations. Like the low parts of it, he's thinking about like how somehow that's just like part of it. Like yes, like accept like that there's always negative shit going on, and in some ways maybe he deserves it. He talks about how like the song "Dying in L.A." He even brings up like people like trying to get to that same point he's in. Or I guess he was in, and he's now back in now. Talking about like people like trying to grind in L.A., but for the most part you're just dying there, and like there's almost no chance you'll make it, but they keep trying.
So what do you like about it though? The musicality or like the lyrics?
I like it all, honestly. The music is definitely really, really great for I guess a pop rock album. Like I said, it's like very minimal guitars, but I'm really big into like horn and string centric music, which is probably why I like a lot of not probably why, but like one of the reasons I like a lot of Tyler music because he uses a lot of strings and horn sometimes in his instrumentations. But yeah, even the lyrics, and Brendan has a really strong voice. I've always thought that Brendan might have a better voice than Patrick Stump. Maybe not Rivers Cuomo. I don't know about that all that well. It's probably going over the head to some people who like only listen to rap music.
All I know is my sister who interned at Spotify, he performed. Panic at the Disco performed, and he did a backflip on stage. So that's crazy.
Yeah, but I think that this is definitely a good album that even if you aren't into rock music, you may find yourself actually liking this album a little bit. I mean, it's not really the typical.
Yeah, if you're into like kind of like pop music too, like in general.
Yeah. And if you listen to Panic like before, you might still like this. I mean, it's obviously just one person now, not like the original 3 or 4 people it was. I think it was probably 4. But they've lost a member like almost every single album.
Very theatrical, very upbeat.
Yeah.
I mean, they're huge now. I think they're about to play. He's about to play like MSG, which is crazy.
He had a really big coming back situation.
Yeah, he was even on Broadway. So I mean, that's just like showing he knows how to do theatrics.
Yeah, stop using that word. All right, what's your number 4?
My number 4. I'm pretty sure I'm going off the phone now. Not off the phone. We had a hater in the comments, but number 4, Pusha T, Daytona. We're gonna continue with the 7-track albums.
Okay.
You know, Pusha is a rapper who's before he was original member of the Clips with his brother, but with his solo career, I think he had a lot of great songs and he had a lot of street cred, but never really a very solid project or a project that was more widely listened to.
Yeah.
But I think this really did it for him. And I love when artists kind of have an album that's kind of pivotal to their career. I think this was definitely one for him.
Pivotal? Do you think pivotal as in like to establish himself, or like pivotal like for a rebirth? I know this like what's
Both,
here.
but in this one, I would say it's kind of a rebirth for Pusha, in some ways.
What do you appreciate more, like the initial push or a rebirth for an artist?
What do you mean initial push? Like a debut album?
Kind of like not even a debut, but like if it's like their second album that really pushes them like into the forefront.
Oh,
do you
into the
appreciate
mainstream or something?
Yeah, do you appreciate more like the first push, or like are you able to like, or do you appreciate more like that rebirth or that reignition?
It's interesting because I think it's hard to categorize Pusha specifically in that case, because I feel like for mainstream, for like hip hop listeners, they already knew who he was, and he has like he's a long legacy. You know what I mean? He's kind of like an OG already. But maybe for a more casual listener who's only a Drake fan, who only found out about this album because of the diss or whatever, and maybe got onto it more, like that's kind of a new push, like no, pun not intended.
I meant more in general though. I mean like for
just in general.
Any artist.
I definitely appreciate like a first great album.
Okay.
Cardi is a good example, but it's like sometimes it's hard to like determine what that is, because for like SZA, for example, the Control album, do you consider that first push? I guess
that's hard. That's kind of hard too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like technically it's her first big mainstream debut, but it's not technically her first project.
Kind of like the first mainstream album for Chance being Coloring Book. Or was that a mixtape? I think it was a mixtape.
Yeah,
but still, that I can get that. It was not talking about Chance right now.
Yeah, okay.
But I actually remembered. I don't want to cut you off here, but this is my number 3 album anyway, so I can talk about this. But I actually remember my other honorable mention was, and that was "Die Lit" by Playboy Carti, which actually was a pretty good album. I'm not gonna lie.
That was a good album.
Playboy Carti. I don't want to talk about too much, but
people that love that kind, the guys that love that kind of music will stand hard with with "Die Lit." Sure.
I didn't listen to the album. I
my roommate loves that. He fucking loves that shit.
I held off listening to the album for like a month or two. Then I listened to it. I was like, yeah, you know what? This
maybe though
the beats are wild. I mean,
maybe best album title of the year.
Yeah, I'll give you that. For an England album, it's about turning up and about I don't even know. Honestly, if you want an album that's more ad libs than actual words, I mean. Playboy Carti is definitely the way to go if you want more ad libs. You don't care about words.
You need that production.
Yeah, for beats, yeah, it's definitely an album that you definitely focus on more than you both focus on the beats more than the lyrics, which is a really good transition into Daytona because every single beat was chopped. I think it was all very great beats, but
if this is Kanye's work,
I think for the most part this was
great job on the production.
I think. Yeah, for Ye and for Kids See Ghosts, I think there's a lot of help in the production for those two. But I think Kanye did the bulk of production for Daytona. And the wild thing about this is that obviously this is like one of the albums that focused more on that was very strong lyrically. Most albums nowadays are like basically like there's the beat that carries the song.
Yeah.
The words are there. I mean, you can talk about the words as well. But for the most part,
it's catchy.
Yeah, but for the most part, it's the beat carrying the song. For this, it felt like for the first time in a long time, there was actually both the lyrics and the beat were pulling their weight equally.
Exactly.
Like you want to focus on the beats, like in Santeria, probably one of the hardest beats of the year.
Because Pusha's always been known as a lyricist.
Yeah. But
he needed an album that I don't know that was going to be more than just words and like definitely something you want to listen to again.
I mean, you know what you're gonna get out of Pusha. You can talk about him selling coke.
He has a million ways to talk about pushing drugs.
I've never heard, aside from currency, I've never heard one person stretch out one subject matter, one topic, one concept so long. I don't even think that Pusha T's even seen cocaine in the last 4 years. He may not have. He probably has, but do I think he's selling cocaine now? Probably not. Push is not selling coke right now. He's talking about things that happened way in the past. I wish he would find a little bit more subject matter. But I mean, the whole what was it? Where were you and Big Meat from the Tigers in? I was on the road. What do you say? I was on the road getting my stripes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that. There's a lot of good bars on this album. I don't know. When you think about Daytona, is your first thought the beat or is your first thought Infrared?
I mean, I think Yeah, I mean, we should talk about that now. Like, well, a lot of what was kind of the advertisement for this was the diss.
Yeah.
The whole beef situation and kind of set off the Drake beef.
Mhm.
But I mean, production wise, fire. Like I just hear that wah, 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 like the opening track.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of good classic. It's like it's a little bit of Kanye's going back to his roots as far as like making beats, like
Yeah, sampling
like
and chopping
flipping,
so hard,
yeah,
yeah.
flipping old
Mhm.
songs, which I heavily appreciate that. And Pisha, he wrote the beats perfect, always in pocket. You know what I mean? That's something that I like with him.
Yeah.
But I think we should talk about the beef. I mean, Infrared. What were the bars exactly?
I mean, basically, what he was saying was that you have good beats, you have good hooks, but who's actually writing your stuff? He brought up Quentin. He brought up
he brought Quentin back again.
he brought up really just brought up. He's talking about like how there's rappers that rap
who you don't even write your songs. That's what he said.
Yeah. There are rappers who have bars, and there are rappers who get their notoriety from writing from their bars. The rappers who get the notoriety from hype, and he was categorizing Drake as someone who just gets their love off their name, off their hype, but there's really no substance to it.
There you go.
That was the biggest argument. There was no substance, and even if there was substance, it's not him, so it doesn't really matter.
And it's crazy because, I mean, okay, so the songs that were to follow, Drake's what was his song called? What was his response called?
Upset.
Yeah, the Duppy freestyle. I'm upset. I'm not even gonna talk about that trash song.
Yeah,
I would even consider that as like a diss, to be honest. Like it
was weird because it ended up being a single for his album. I think
he made a music video to it. Like why?
Yeah, it was kind of weird. But Duppy was a good one. Duppy was actually a good diss.
Duppy freestyle was a good diss.
But then Push came back
with the fire, and then like
it's
not technically part of the album, but I mean it all sprouted from the album.
Yeah, Push. I mean, the thing is, this was some people start beefs. Like Kanye starts controversy to promote his albums. The Game starts beefs to promote his albums. If this felt like a different wave where Push put his album out, but his real promotion was on the album. Like the real promotion tool was the beef with Drake. And you start beef with almost anyone, it's gonna be like, what do you say? Let's do the song real quick. Let's do the whole album real quick. But no one really promotes their album by putting the album out first and hoping that a wildfire starts after the album is already dropped, and then getting the recognition afterwards.
I think what's crazy is that like I'm pretty sure that Pusha had the info for the Story of Adnan song. Yeah. Before the whole album came out, which is
he was definitely prepared for it.
He was trying to get Drake to come at him almost. Yeah. And the most impressive thing is that with this whole thing beef is that Drake is at the top and he seems unstoppable, which he is unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean,
he's gonna at the end of the day, he's still gonna come out on top. He's gonna win the war, and just nothing's gonna affect his career. But to lose a beef, to lose a battle like that, like a big, widely known battle like that, a big title fight essentially. I mean, that's crazy. Like, I don't think anyone expected that.
I mean, it's like the Jay-Z Nas thing where Nas won the beef, but no one cared because Jay-Z had a better career afterwards. Like Jay-Z lost the beef, but nothing. But
the thing is, still people still talk about that rivalry.
What?
The Nas Jay-Z. Oh yeah, it's the biggest rivalry one of the biggest ones between like the West Coast East Coast thing.
I mean, no one talk about the rivalry. They all talk about Ether. No one brings up the rivalry. No one's like, oh man, Jay-Z.
Yes, people do, dude. Nas was about to on like at Summer Jam bring out like a dead robot of Jay-Z hanging from a noose, dude.
I know that, but I mean, right now, no one really cares about that right now, though.
I know. Okay, but I'm talking about in the legacy of hip hop. People do care about that, dude. People do care.
People care about the diss, but it's not really a. The thing is, even though Nas won that beef, Jay-Z ended up on top. No one really.
Okay. Yeah. No I'm not really saying cares. That. I totally agree with that.
And I'm saying in this case too.
But people still debate that shit.
There's no debate though.
Dude, people still debate that song. Like, I think okay. If there was
what do you mean though? Like debate what?
Okay. How about this? Do you think that a lot of people say this? Okay, Ether won, but they will also say that what's the song? Takeover. Takeover is a better song.
Okay, that's just plain wrong though. Everyone
See,
knows
that's the thing. People, we're literally talking about it right now. People always still talk
people
about
say
this.
a lot of dumb things.
People still talk about
this. That's a very
regardless.
Small,
people
it's a very
still
small
talk
percent
about
of people.
This is a conversation that's still being held to this day.
That's a very small percent though.
And what I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to say that this is a beef that's going to be considered in this decade, the tens, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be one of the best ones and one of the most. It was one of the most talked about ones.
It's not.
We're already in 2019, pretty much.
Yeah, but it's not even close to anywhere near the impact that Nas and Jay-Z had. This is such a short-lived.
Okay. My parallel with that was that the whole like battle and the war thing. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's kind of weird to talk about though because no one's either such a high. Either's the greatest diss song of all time.
See, I also didn't debate that. I'm a big fan of "Hit 'Em Up" by Tupac.
Okay, but no one's saying you got hit 'em up though. Everyone's saying you got ethered. When your song becomes a verb, when your concept becomes a verb, like that's when you know like when someone has a better feature on your song, on your own song, say you got renegated, like the whole Eminem and Jay-Z thing. But like I understand "Hit 'Em Up" was a good diss song, but when your actual diss it becomes a verb. And everyone, I mean, for the most part, I guess I'd say the majority will say that "Ether" is the best diss song of all time. There can still be discussion and there can still be debate over it, but I say the overwhelming majority would say that Nas won that beef. "Ether" is probably the best diss song, but even the best diss song of all time, there's been some really crazy diss songs that come out of rap and hip hop.
Yeah. Okay. So my favorite diss song is a Tupac song. That song is a Nas song. Okay. There's also we have to consider that there's a whole new generation of kids that don't even know about those beefs in the first place. I think this is a big beef, dude.
I think it really isn't, honestly.
And I think I just think the fact that
people don't even.
I think it's impressive the fact. Do you disagree with this or not? Like the fact that Drake, pretty much he lost the beef. He lost. He lost the battle.
He lost, but I don't think anyone cares though. Drake fans don't care he lost the beef though. Jay-Z fans probably cared.
Are you surprised though that he lost? I'm surprised.
I'm surprised. I'm not surprised he didn't respond to it. I'm not surprised at all, honestly. Why would Drake win a beef with a lyricist? Drake will win a beef with Kanye. You gotta win a beef with Kanye.
I didn't see this coming. If when it was this time in 2017, I didn't expect this at all.
I didn't expect it either. But I'm saying like Drake would never win a fight. Would never win a beef with the.
It was one of the most entertaining moments of the year. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying it wasn't big and important though. I mean, it was a big thing. It was big news. But in the scope of beefs, it was kind of like afterwards. I mean, people stopped caring.
How about this? Better beef than the Meek Mill beef, or not?
Probably not.
To me, not either.
Yeah, probably not. Not at all. I mean, Remy came with a good diss against Nicki for like a strong 6 days. People were saying that Remy bodied.
That was a good. Yeah, okay, that was like a song, pretty much.
Yeah, but then like no one cared because Nicki's.
I love that. That was a great diss song.
Yeah, but
I don't even. That didn't last long enough for me.
Yeah, but like it doesn't matter. I think nowadays it matters a lot less whether you win or lose, whether you even come back. Because in the end, Drake could have come back with some wild shit, but did it matter? Would it matter?
I'm impressed that, like, for example, no one's gonna take on Kendrick because they're scared. Okay.
Yeah.
I respect Pusha for even going at Drake like that with something like that.
But Push would win any beef. Push would win a beef with Drake though. That's not really a challenge. He's a bigger name, but as far as going bar for bar, that didn't matter. Push was gonna win that beef no matter what.
So this was where on your top
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Push would have won that beef no matter what, and it was only going to be better promotion for him. Whether he won or not, even if he lost the beef to Drake, which I don't think would ever happen, it's good promotion for him.
There you go.
You get more streams out of it.
That is guaranteed. I think everyone wins in that scenario.
Yeah,
just like a boxing fight. All right.
So what's your? That was my number 3. That was your number 3.
So we're going to my number 3.
Yeah. What's your number?
Shit, what was number 3? My number 3 is. Kids See Ghosts.
Okay.
We already talked about.
Yeah. Anything else to talk about? I mean, what's your favorite song? I don't think you mentioned your favorite song.
Kids See Ghosts. Yeah, I did. I think it was Free. And
you're right.
The little cartoony song. What is that?
Fourth Dimension.
Yeah, Fourth Dimension.
I also wanted to mention that in that very first song, in Feel the Love, it's kind of crazy that the first voice you hear in the album is Kid Cudi. Well, Kid Cudi has the first. He says, "I still feel the love." He brings it up with he says, "I can still feel the love," like once or twice, and then you hear Push for the first time since the album, since Daytona, which is a kind of cool thing to hear. Like, oh shit, Push is back. You feel like he's gonna hear. He's gonna say something else about Drake. I'm gonna get another Drake bar like so soon after Daytona and then after the beef and whatnot. Not really. I mean, he says we're not so worried about your other niggas. We do other niggas. He doesn't really say much about it. But then you don't hear Kanye in the song until he does like a designer impression with the get. He doesn't really do much on that first song of the album. On a Kanye Kid Cudi split album, you don't really hear Kanye at all, like actually rapping on the first track. And it's kind of a really cool. It's kind of a cool instance where you hear Kid Cudi, then you hear Push, and you don't really hear Kanye for a while, but he's not rapping. It's a really interesting and really I think it's a really cool concept for the intro to the beginning of the I guess the rebirth of the Kid Cudi and Kanye friendship, and obviously they were a power duo for making music.
Mm-hmm. I also like I forgot to say that I like Kanye's first on Daytona personally.
What you say?
He does the Scoopy Whoop.
Oh yeah. I actually meant to mention that on Daytona. Yeah, what would Meek do? His first time speaking after all that shit, and
also a great concept for a song.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
It was very topical at the times too.
Definitely agree. What about number 2?
Yeah, you're number 2.
My number 2 was Denzel Curry, Taboo.
You were a little late to this too.
I think. I listened to this album for when did it come out? I think it came out in September, maybe October. I know it took me at least a month or two because at first I hated the album rollout. He either was it over 3 days or 3 weeks? We put out the 3 parts of it. It was 4 songs, 5 songs, then 4 songs, but it wasn't all put out at once. He released them in I think it was 3 straight days, and I didn't like that. I was like, oh, I don't like that. I mean, I like Denzel Curry. I wasn't I was a fan of him when it came out. I liked what he was putting out.
Denzel Curry, yeah,
but I wouldn't say he was even near my top 10 or 15 artists at the time. I obviously love Shut You Down, but like I really couldn't call. And I mean, I like his old shit as well, but he wasn't really on my radar too much, too heavy. But during the time I wasn't listening to the album, I heard a lot of like really great reviews for Taboo, and this album was actually way better than expected. I mean,
it's loud. It's like in your face.
It starts off sounding like a heavily inspired Butterfly. The kind of like weird beats. His strange like inflections on when he was rapping in the first 3 songs. He sounded like I didn't know what the album was gonna sound like. It sounded like a really weird and a really not like G-Funk or anything, but like it sounded like it was gonna be one of those like artsy kind of concept albums at first, because the first 3 songs weren't very Denzel Curry. If I was gonna put it any kind of way, I say they weren't very Denzel Curry. What? Because they sounded very.
I mean, I can't recall the album. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh. Well, the first 2 songs sounded very much like not so much like Kendrick on Pimp a Butterfly, but like it was as close to that as you can get while still maintaining a semi Denzel Curry kind of vibe to it.
So it was like almost on some conscious shit.
I mean the sound of it, not really like the lyrical matter. I guess the lyrical matter was, but
toned down a little bit. Because when I think of Denzel, I just think of like loud, in your face. You know, he had the whole bottle flip song. You know, he's a rager.
That's
almost like on a Travis Scott level. But
that's almost an insult to call it a bottle flip song. I would be upset. I was an artist and I got the song, and then years later, it became known as a bottle.
What's
flip
it called?
Song.
I love that song. I've seen Denzel live. He's one of the best turn up artists out right now, and his lyrics are deeper than it's like almost like I don't know how to explain it.
He's a better J. Cole.
He's a very different artist than J. Cole, first of all. But
He's good.
I mean, do I think I like his personally? I like Denzel's career. I think it's more interesting than J. Cole's for sure.
I think he's a better J. Cole with a lot more personality.
Yeah. That's why I like Denzel. He has a lot of personality and his style is so unconventional. There's really no one like him, but at the same time, he's very influential. Like he kind of was one of the first of these Florida rappers to come out.
You can see a lot of his influence. I see like a lot of I can hear a little bit of Kodak in him. I can hear like a little bit of XXXTentacion in him a little bit. Sometimes his inflection, but the biggest thing for me was like the beats he used. The beats range. There's a lot of different range of the kind of beat selection he had. Topic matter switched from things like identity crisis to like suicide to like the state of rap to like drug abuse. He talked about Lil Peep. I think it was a song Perks. He talked about wanting to kill himself in that song Clout Cobain. That like really like had like a really woozy, like spooky, gloomy beat behind that. And then you just go to different songs that just sound. He can go to find like sing songy from a song. What was the song called? It was kind of sing songy, but
I like Sumo.
I don't find it real quick.
Ultimate was the bottle flip song, right? I'm sorry.
I think it was Ultimate. Yeah.
Yo, I love Denzel. I think
Mad I Got It. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like one artist that's like he's in your face, and like I think, what I love about him is like even like it's a weird comparison, but with Kendrick, I like Kendrick because his music it just goes hard. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, there's another layer to it where it's like lyrical and there's something behind it. He's either talking about himself on some introspective shit, or he's talking about the political climate, or he's talking about shit that happened in the streets and problems that needs to be fixed. And Denzel's actually like that. His style is completely different. It's more in your face. It's more rager, but his lyrics at the same time are about those kind of topics.
I agree, and his song, I think that for Denzel Curry, he has a chance to become I don't know what it is. He had a chance to become a much bigger name in hip hop and even in pop culture because of the ball flipping whole phenomenon thing. But whereas a lot of different artists and people would have probably tried to capitalize on that, he kind of stayed kind of quiet for a while after that happened. It was kind of surprising, honestly, because he was like probably the biggest he'd ever been at that point. And seeing that happen, I was like, I thought he was gonna come through. There's sometimes like some intervals. He even mentioned a couple of times. He didn't mention like the bottle flipping specifically, but he mentioned like him. He referenced himself. He referenced like him taking a long time to get to this album and not like people like, oh man, people want to know what you're doing. They want to like get you and hear more shit from you, bro. What are you doing? I think it was Schoolboy. I think Schoolboy Q had an interlude talking about like, oh man, people want to hear you, bro.
Damn.
But the song on the volume 3, Vengeance, I think I tweeted it sounded like the best Brockhampton song of all time. This song sounds exactly like a Brockhampton song if Brockhampton was a little bit more hardcore.
What do you think about the different how he split it up like that?
Oh, I said I didn't like it. I said, well, the rollout was kind of bad, but I guess the split up, it kind of corresponded with like different moods he had, different sounds, but it's different. I guess I'd have to read more about. I had to read to find out like what was the actual reason for it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I would have rather been for like one straight shot.
What I like about also Denzel is that like he's ambitious with the things he does. Mm. Like that's very ambitious to split it up like that. To do a rollout like that is very ambitious. The way he did the titles.
Look at the split. Like, is that what do you think about that? Like, you know that I think it was the very first song. He said, "Welcome to the other side of taboo," and he had the song title and the regular words, and regular letters, like the little straight line.
So he did. He showed that if you go on like Spotify or something, it shows the title. He has titles, so I don't know how he sees it, but it's probably the same.
Yeah.
Where the titling, it's like in leet speak.
Yeah.
Where it's like written out in numbers. So if like taboo is T-A or maybe 4 T-A, then like 1 3 to be a B, and then 0 0 or something like that. He did that with literally every track.
Mm-hmm.
He always has like, especially with this album, I think he had a very strong vision with it. Even though maybe someone on the first listen can't really get into the like whole storyline or whatever.
Yeah.
I think I like that he was really going for like a whole arc here, like a whole aesthetic that was kind of like seen through for the whole album.
Mm-hmm. Would you consider this a Actually, I wanted to bring that up in a different album. I wanted to ask if you thought that Can't See Ghosts is a concept album. But do you think this is a concept album?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know it as well as you. I'm not as well versed.
Okay.
And the thing with fucking reviews in this fucking day and age is like, this is what I was saying, that I think I'm gonna have a kind of generic ass top 5 essentially. Honestly, is because I feel like there's certain albums you are forced to listen to more because other people are talking about it. So you feel like you have to listen to those albums. Whereas I always have an ongoing list of albums I want to listen to.
Yeah.
That I have listened to, but I want to get into it more and get deeper dive into it. But you're not really listening to that song, to that album at a party. You're not listening to it in the car with your friends at some, you know what I mean? So you don't get as many opportunities as maybe like something more conventional, like a Kanye album or something.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. My number 1 album is Mo Bamba. Just the song.
That's yo, Mudboy, probably not best album for me, but that song is great. Mudboy's not really bad, but I love that
shit. I don't listen to that shit at all. I ain't lying. I listen to Shaq West.
Live Shaq West. I'm probably dying Shaq West. Listen to that song. Live Shaq West. Bitch, I'm dying.
I listened to a Michael Dapper album before I listened to a Shaq West album.
That's good music too. Okay, what you gotta say about Denzel? Anything else?
That's about it for me. I thought it was a really, like I said, an ambitious album with a lot of different sounds, both sonically and thematically, that I think worked really well for a newer artist. Like I said, it was interesting when you first get into it. It sounds interesting, and it's a very new and a different kind of, and in every way, honestly, from the rollout to the way he goes from song to song. I think there's it's nothing expected. You don't really know what you're gonna get next out of this album, and there's so many different sounds and so many different subject matters that he goes into, and so many different flows and different like inflections. He goes from sing-songy to his like aggressive kind of rap that it keeps you like engaged all the way throughout. And honestly, going through it is what is it? 13 songs. There probably aren't any skips. Maybe 1 or 2 if I really go through it again, but there aren't that many skips at all on this album.
Yeah. All right, number 2 for me.
Yeah.
All right, so number 2 for me. I don't want to group them together, but on a similar rager vibe as Denzel, but definitely more mainstream. Astro World. Travis Scott. It sounds like it's not gonna be your number 1.
Not at all.
All right, so yeah, I don't know. I think this is like probably the biggest hype beast album of the year, easily. I don't know. I just thought it was it was again another pivotal album in the career of this rapper, of Travis Scott, and he's had consistent albums. I think this album took him to another fucking level, to where everyone knows his name now. In addition to the whole now him being a Kardashian, more or less.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I love Sicko Mode. One of the best songs of the year.
Yeah.
I think I like the aesthetic and the whole. I think he's always had ambitious themes for his albums.
Yeah.
And he's always had kind of ambitious aesthetics for his album. But I think this was he made it more digestible for people, and it was still executed very well. And yeah,
the thing I say about that, I definitely agree with you. He has like big I guess he has big concepts for this album, but Rodeo was a great album, but I never got a rodeo feel from the actual album. And this one's Astro World, but I don't get like a theme parky feel. There's songs that do sound kind of theme parky. Actually, there's one song I think sounds kind of theme songy. I can't think of what it was, but
Carousel.
That probably was Carousel. I don't know, but I mean theme parky. But even it's called Astro World, and obviously the album art is a theme park, but I don't get a theme park feel from the album.
Interesting.
So like,
I think he has like little samples and like tidbits there that kind of like bind the storylines together. But I do feel that I don't necessarily get like,
yeah,
I'm at a carnival or something. But I mean, like, I feel like for him it's kind of like his carnival is more like a moody kind of dark carnival, which is very Travis Scott-y, I guess.
I feel like these are good songs with Travis Scott. Like obviously these are really good songs, but I don't think I got much more out of Travis than I usually do. And I don't know if I got anything better than I expect out of Travis.
I think I don't know. I think these songs. Okay, first of all, with Rodeo, I think that was a very different album, and like I said, it wasn't as digestible, meaning that it was a lot of drawn out songs. It was a lot of songs that were kind of like, like a 5 minute or kind of, you know what I mean? I guess where you're not necessarily gonna play that whole song hanging out with your friends and stuff. But I feel like there was more of that on this album. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about the production? I mean, I think the production is.
I mean, yeah, he's gonna get some good beat selection. I mean, obviously he's gonna get some really good shit. I mean, you talk about Yosemite, probably one of the best songs of the year. I'll probably put it in the top. I don't know if it's like 10, but probably one of the top. Probably maybe if I thought about more, maybe top 10 songs of the year with Yosemite. Definitely one of the top 10 beats with the hook as well. I mean, with the hook, I'd probably put it with number 10 with the hook. Like Ice Amendment, go number 10, I don't know. False Baguette, I don't know. But that's probably one of the more interesting songs in the album. I can't say it's a bad album, but at 17 songs, I just wouldn't play a lot of these songs. Like if I listen to it like right now again, I'll probably skip.
Other than that boy back to back.
I'd skip a lot of these songs, honestly. I skip a lot of these songs. And these aren't bad songs. Like I loved R.I.P. Screw, Carousel with Frank Ocean. I mean, Stop Trying to Be God was a great song. I think Stop Trying to Be God was my favorite song when it first came out.
Love Can't
Say. Even more than Sicko Mode, which I did a reaction to, and that actually you got a couple of views. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I mean, 5% Tits good, NC-17 is good, but I'd skip quite a few of these songs and another listen through. And honestly, I probably skipped through most of the bottom half of it. Yeah, most of the back half of this album I probably skip through.
I will say that the aesthetic, it's very. He's definitely riding with the same aesthetic on most of the songs.
Yeah.
The dark, moody type shit. But I don't know. I just I vibe with it so heavy. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's a good album.
For me, it's more, I don't know. I feel like this is how Future fans are. They're just I don't know.
Yeah,
they get into the zone, and this shit just gets me into the fucking zone.
I mean, Future fans, they on crack anyway. But for this one, I mean,
they're on lean, Will.
Yeah, they're on perks. But for this album with Travis, like I said before, they're good songs, and even some of these songs are better than other songs he put out before. But I feel like I'm not getting anything else out of Travis that I usually would get. I mean, it's not as bad as Migos. Migos putting out trash, knowing that they had the opportunity, they had the ability to put out really good music, but they decided to put out like actual garbage. But these are good songs, but in no way show any kind of growth for me from Travis in general. And it is gonna be. It wasn't gonna be on my list. It'll be at 5, but it's probably somewhere around probably around 7, probably 7 or 8. Oof. I mean, if I thought about it, I could maybe think about more. But off top, probably say 7 or 8.
I like Astro World. Love Astro World.
Yeah, I couldn't put it at 10.
And it's grown on me more as time's gone.
Yeah, definitely good songs. Definitely songs that have quite a few songs that have a good replay value. But the whole album for me, I couldn't do it.
How do you rank it with so bottom tier for you for as far as Travis album? Including Days Before Rodeo, all that.
Well, I think you know that I like Al Farrell a lot. So I put
man, he always likes the early mixtapes.
Yeah, I put Rodeo, then Al Farrell, then probably this. I wasn't as into Days Before Rodeo as a lot of people were. I mean, Drugs should try it. Birds felt like a it wasn't a collab tape, but it felt more like a what was that collab with Future and Drake? Diamond Yeah, they had the diamond cover art.
Oh boy.
Point is,
blanking.
What?
I'm blanking.
Yeah, well, the point is, it felt like that for me. Like there was good songs. I fucked with it like all the way through. There weren't that many bad songs on Days Before Rodeo, or I mean, on Birds and Trap.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put it up there like that. It feels like it's lower tier, like Music Candy that I wouldn't put up there with actual albums and whatnot. But
I don't know. I feel like
it a lot, though.
Weirdly enough, I've grown to be like a really more of a Travis fan with every album. It's really weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, I love Birds in the Trap.
I fuck with it, but I couldn't put it up there.
I don't know. For me, I feel like he always sticks to a similar aesthetic, so I always kind of run with, you know, I always kind of like find the next album as like a replacement for the last
one.
I
feel you.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
All right, we're going to the top ones. We're going to the top albums of the year. Let's get it. Number
one. I saw someone talk about beer. I think it was Canada.
Am I going to know this album?
Beer Bongs and Bentley. Yeah, you will. Beer Bongs and Bentley. I like on a front.
Beer Bongs and Bentleys?
No. I'm talking. Someone in the chat said their favorite was that post. I'm not gonna even front on you. I didn't even listen to the album. I'm not gonna lie. I think that Post Malone is actually pretty good. He's not bad at all.
His single slap.
He can make some good hits. I won't even front you on that. But me listening to a full Post Malone album probably ain't gonna happen. I listen to the singles. I listen to some of the songs, but I probably won't listen to a full Post Malone album. Even though I know he makes good songs. Post makes good songs. I can't even lie. I can't even sit here in front and say that he doesn't. And say that he's bad as an artist because he's not. And he has some pretty good direction. And it's not all. And I should like it because it's kind of like rock influenced rap in certain ways. It's not even rap, honestly. It's barely rap. But I listen to no full. Anyway, my number one album of the year was Dirty Computer by Janelle.
Oh shit, that's wild because I was saying that.
Yeah, that's why.
This is gonna be bad funny. Okay.
This is a pop album. First of all, it's not even a rap album.
No, okay.
It's like a pop rap.
This is a classic album.
Yeah.
This is literally a classic album. I didn't put it on my list because I didn't listen to it enough to talk about it.
Yeah, this song is actually I got into Janelle Monáe because of Grimes. They have a song together from Art Angels. I wish I knew what it was off the top of my head. But that song is Grimes' most popular song, music video wise. I was like, wait, who is Janelle? I've heard of her before several times, but I wasn't really thinking about her too much. And I was like, wait, who is Janelle Monáe? I've seen his name. I haven't heard any of her songs. Good. And then
talented.
And then Dirty Computer came out, and I was thinking, wait, is this SZA? Because I was all the computers and whatnot in the Control album art. I was like, wait, am I just like getting the names twisted up right now? Am I just like kind of like fucked up? But then I was like, wait. Oh shit, this actually is Janelle Monáe. I listen to it right now. I actually reacted to 2 of her songs on my channel. I think one got blocked. But listen to Pink, which is a song about pussy. Listen to
great video too.
Yeah. And the other song,
all of the videos she did.
All of her videos are
amazing.
I feel like they're like almost like Tyler Creator level. Of like this wild, but better. Yeah.
It's very cinematic.
Pink was a great one. And there's another song that's kind of like a little bit.
The one with Tessa Thompson.
Yeah.
Who she's dating, and
the one
that was a Prince song, bro.
The one in the theater was like
that was
milky.
That's like a perfect Prince cover, like for this day and age.
Yeah. I definitely agree. And the thing about her album is that first off, all the musically, the sonically, it all sounds good. This girl can sing. She's not like a high register or like a she's gonna hit those crazy like hard notes, not like a high note, but like those hard notes that you just hit and it just sounds extremely strong, like an Ariana Grande or like or you hear like a Janet Jackson kind of thing. But which she can harmonize. She is not scared to go to a low register. Like a lot of singers have a low register, but they won't go into it.
Yeah.
She's not scared to go that low when she's singing.
About to pull up the motherfucking track list.
Yeah, so am I. But actually, I don't have it on my title.
No, she's an all-around great performer. I think like she just knows how. She's just a super creative person. She's an amazing actress, Oscar nominated, probably Oscar winning. I'm not sure, but I've also seen her live show. Like one of my favorite
You gay for that.
One of my favorite concerts. No, it was at Bonnaroo. Kanye's the opener. Or he's the headliner.
You still gay for
Before him, my favorite band, Vampire Weekend. But before Vampire Weekend, Janelle Monáe. She killed that shit. She's a great live performer. She's also very theatric. And she always goes with a super, super, super strong theme. She puts acts in her albums and shit.
Oh yeah. She has like storylines and shit.
Yeah.
Like the Jane shit, and yeah, she's actually wild with like. This was her first like non. I guess it's a concept album for sure. Definitely a concept album, but I guess the concept of like the whole like
she made a movie for. There's a movie for the whole album.
It's a 47-minute like film for this, which I didn't watch. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I watched it. My homegirl watched it, and she made us all watch it, so I watched it.
Yeah, I'm not watching that shit because I don't.
It's pretty much a bunch of music videos in a row.
I didn't watch the Wolf movie, the Wolf like full film thing, so I ain't gonna do that shit. But Janelle Monáe is by far. This is way better than Sweetener. This is probably one of the best pop albums in a minute, and I can see why she and Grimes get along so well.
The list of features were wild. First of all.
Yeah, I definitely.
Pharrell, Grimes, and Brian Wilson.
She had Zoe Kravitz on Screw.
The Beach Boy, fuck crazy.
But I mean, the song with Pharrell wasn't all that great. I think Pharrell is actually not that.
I got the juice.
2018's been a really bad year for Pharrell for me. He's had some pretty trash.
I like the Ariana song.
He fucked up Ariana Grande's album. Every single one of his beats were just out of place for Ariana. For the kind of music Ariana makes, I think he made.
I love all those songs.
Every single one of his beats were just bad.
Ariana songs.
And Sweetener was only good for the singles. I think even Ariana stands will have been talking about like how the album was good for the singles. The singles all performed well, but every single non-single on that album was just like lackluster. And I think that every single beat that Pharrell made,
I love all the Pharrell
was bad.
Those are the only songs. Those are the only Ariana songs I listen to.
Those are definitely the worst songs. Like, what was it? Blazed was the worst song I've ever heard this year. No, not the worst song this year, but it was a bad song.
No, yeah, not the worst song this year.
It was a bad song.
I like that song.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm listening to Bad Baby before listening to non-singles from Sweetener. But Janelle Monáe, definitely one of the best creative rappers. Not rappers, but she's like a pop singer, but she also throws in a little bit of rap there, kind of like a Frank Ocean. But she does the whole rap sing fusion thing a little bit worse than Frank. I mean, Frank throws it in like kind of seamless. Janelle kind of makes it sound a little bit. It's kind of jarring when she goes from singing to rapping. Not because she's a woman, but because like Frank will go from like singing. He'll hold that note, and then that note will turn into him rapping or just talking. He's not really rapping. He just starts talking. Like blue skies, trees in the distance. Seen that girl over there on the beach. And when he'll go from like singing to talking, but Janelle will go from like singing, and then it'll be like a quick little pause, like a noticeable pause, and start rapping. It's like only 8 bars of rapping, or like 4 bars of rapping, and then back to singing, or like a big pause for like the music or like a bridge. And it kind of just feels jarring when she goes from singing to rapping sometimes. But I mean, just from the different kind of, I think it's really cool that for the topic for her songs, she starts off sounding like a really strong woman. It's a really strong, like confident woman. She's obviously a black woman in music, who's also lesbian, who talked about like her looks being a big thing for her in the past, like people calling her mannish. She mentioned like in the 6th grade, someone said she was only a 6, and she like still remembers that and still in her head. But she's like, even back then knew I was a shit, but that still hurt. She still cried over it. But like later on in the album, she gets like really vulnerable. The last 2 songs in her album, Don't Judge Me. Oh no. Don't Judge Me. Don't Judge Me was also a very vulnerable song for her. But the last 2 songs, So Afraid. I guess it's just Don't Judge Me, which is number 11, and So Afraid, which is number 13, which is the last song. Those 2 songs are very, very vulnerable. Don't Judge Me is about.
Yeah, I do like that about her.
Is about like her being with a lover, but she's like, I think you love me, but I'm not really sure if you love me or the facade I pull up, and I'm too scared to like be myself around you because what if I lose you?
And she be going into the whole gender fluidity shit. She be talking about girls in her songs too and guys. It's crazy.
Yeah. And then like the whole so afraid thing, but then she talked about how she's so afraid to like failure. It can't be an option for her because like she already fought so hard to get their position and whatnot, and like she's like. She shows a lot of I keep saying the word, but a lot of vulnerability for someone in their songs who sounds so strong, like in Django Jane, which is
she was straight rapping.
Yeah,
she killed that shit. She had fucking bars.
She does.
She had fucking bars.
And then she ends the album off with Americans, where she goes back to being super super confident and whatnot, talking about like the wage gap and whatnot, talking about how as a black woman singer, people don't really care, and the suits in the industry take a lot of the money from her creativity, and she talks about like it sounds like a kind of like an anthem kind of thing, like it sounds like it's a very patriotic song, but it's also really more like fuck the system kind of thing. But I'm gonna still do what I do because I am an American, and like saying that she's still gonna get a piece of the American pie, even with all the obstacles that are going against her, because all these things. And I mean, just throughout the whole album. I mean, it's obviously an album you're supposed to listen to all the way through. Like the beats are really do slide to each other, especially with Take a Bite and then to wait no, it's Screwed into Django Jane. The beats it's definitely a long ass song, but it's split at some point. I think the first song is 5 minutes and the Django Jane is 3 minutes. But this is an album that really shifted how I feel about pop music in general. I mean, I've liked pop music a little bit, and this year, more so than any other year, I've been getting a little bit into more different pop songs, different pop artists. Like I'll say Poppy, Charlie XCX, which I heard she had a really great album, but it was good songs. But the album as a whole was brought down by a few things. But I want to see it. Grimes thing sounds really dope. But Janelle Monáe for sure, definitely one of the more interesting female artists in the game. If you like R&B, if you like pop, if you like rap music, and if you can stand listening to a female artist, I know there are people who just don't like listening to female artists sometimes, and I get it. I mean, I
don't get that.
I
don't get that.
I get it. I don't agree with it. I don't.
2019, man.
I don't agree with it, but I understand why they feel that way. But I don't agree with it because they don't like women artists.
I feel like that's sexist.
Yeah, I said I get it. I know why it's happening. I'm not saying I agree with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like they don't like listening to women artists.
I just feel like with dudes, if you're gonna go with the macho, like, if you're gonna go with the macho thing about music choice, I feel like if you're so masculine, why the fuck are you wanting to listen to other dudes? Like, shouldn't you want to listen to the voice of a chick? That's like my opinion.
No, because dudes are talking about things like relationships and those kind of soft things from a dude's perspective. You don't listen to people don't want to. I guess for these people, they don't listen to like things from a girl's perspective. Like they don't listen to like a girl talk about guy problems, like a girl talk about like love from a woman's perspective, or like talk about wage gaps, or talk about like the female struggle, because they can identify with it. For at least for the guy singers, they can identify with that kind of stuff.
I don't know. This is like something. Also, I remember like I thought it was really cool when Danny Brown said that shit. But like girls they've always have the option to like listen to like hip hop or like some heavy rap shit, and no one's like really thinking that's weird. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's always weird for a guy to listen to like some shit like a Janelle Monáe album. I don't know. I just think it's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't say I don't agree with them, like I said, but I understand why they have those thoughts. I mean, I can see what the issue is with that. I can see what their thought process is with. I don't listen to a girl, and it's stupid. You're definitely cutting yourself off for some really good music out there.
Exactly.
But I'm not gonna say like I know why that's happening. I guess.
Okay, I guess you see that.
All right, what's your number one?
Okay, it's very weird. Okay, because that's kind of a good jump off right here. It's weird because so I brought up Janelle Monáe's album "Dirty Computer" in my runner-ups. Like of all of them, I said that was the classic of all of them. I just didn't listen to it that much.
Definitely classic.
It was very timely. It was a very timely piece. Like it's like it has the politics in there. It has like current issues. It's also very introspective. It has a variety of genres, which I always love. Introspective, just executed very, very well. The aesthetic, there's a theme to it. Everything, every track, it adds to like the storyline.
Yeah,
which I love. So I thought it was interesting that you brought up that I brought up that album in my runner up, and then the album that I'm about to say was also you thought I was gonna bring up in the runner up. You brought it up in the runner ups too.
Oh, what was that?
And it's also a chick.
Oh, really?
And it's a very, very poppy album. We get a lot of haters right now. It's probably the most like cookie cutter album. I don't know how to explain it. Like pop centric album of the year. The most talked about celebrity of the year.
Oh, okay.
It's the Cardi B album.
Very interesting.
Invasion of Privacy. I don't know. It just I'm like this is the thing about this year. There was so many. This year for me was like an album. There was so much good music that it's hard to keep up. And then there's just certain things that you were forced to listen to more. But then out of those things, I picked what I like the best for me and what was new for me. And it was the Cardi B album because she came. Okay. This is the thing with I like when the SZA's album came out. That was my favorite album of the year. I think like the women, they're pushing shit in new direction because they're taking certain genres and they're putting it in directions that we haven't seen. And I like that this is a female artist that people actually appreciate and enjoy, and they can admit they enjoy. Nicki Minaj wasn't able to do that in a big way, in my opinion. I don't think people were listening to that many songs from her unless they were features. From a guy's perspective.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So
speaking to a barb right now.
Yeah, so
tread lightly.
So a chick rapper getting that audience, and at the same time, the way she's killing the Latin audience, putting Bad Bunny on a song, putting J Balvin, who's the biggest Latin artist, on the biggest track of the fucking year, and everyone fucking knows that song. 2 entirely Spanish verses, and then that's not even talking about all the singles that she did in the Spanish speaking like world. That she did features for.
Wait, biggest song of the year, what was that?
I Like It.
Okay, wait. That was the biggest song of the year?
That's one of the biggest songs of the year. What is the biggest what's name a few bigger songs? I really can't think of any. That was probably the song of the summer.
Sicko Mode, definitely bigger.
That came out way late though. It didn't come out that in the summer, I'm pretty sure. It came
out
late in the summer.
Oh, you're talking about at the time, biggest song of the year?
I think
Thank You Next.
Okay, that's probably I don't even think it's that song of the year because only a certain people are listening to that song. I think I Like It was playing at like barbecues. It was playing in stores and like I don't think there's like hood dudes that are listening to I Like It. I think
there's hood dudes listening to Thank You Next. I'm telling you
that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true.
Thank You Next is probably the biggest song of the year. I ain't gonna hold you. Thank You Next is the best song of the year.
That's a huge song.
Anyway, keep going.
But the thing is that for me came out so late in the year. It wasn't able to take over the year like that. The same way that I would say one of the bigger songs that can compete with I Like It, God's Plan.
Yeah.
Why? It's a huge Drake song, but it came out in January. It was able to absorb the whole year and like have an impact the entire year. Whereas like Thank You Next, I think, that's a fucking huge. It's one of the biggest songs of the year, no doubt. But it's always in the latter. It was in the latter end of the year.
My boy Drake.
Okay, let's get to about Cardi.
Yeah.
She also fucking took over the entire culture of everything this whole fucking year. She was always the one talking about it. She's the biggest relationship of the year, biggest breakup of the year. One of the biggest songs of the year, one of the biggest albums, and how many fucking singles she had on the charts, insane. And I had a whole tuffle with my girl. All the girls were listening to the fucking breakup I Don't Care song. That's like not even one of my. Or what was this song called?
I don't even know.
But anyway, I'm just going on a rant, so I'm forgetting now. But all the chicks were listening to that one song.
Oh, you mean Be Careful?
Be Careful. And that was I feel like a unique take for a hip hop artist to do some shit like that.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear the counter.
Oh, it was a good album, but it didn't really stand the test of time for me. I think it was good. I loved the album when it first came out, but even right now, I wouldn't listen to more than like 3. I'll look at the track list for it, but I wouldn't listen to.
Let's go. The intro, great intro.
4. Yeah, Get Up 10.
Great intro. What's next? Bick and Back?
I mean,
Bick and Back.
yeah, but
amazing.
The thing about that is that Get Up 10 was just a Meek Mill reference. I mean, it
I
was,
will give you that.
It was literally just. It was. Yeah.
I will give you that.
Yeah, I mean, even if these songs are good, like Drip was a good song, but I'm not listening to that song again. Big and Head, I'm not gonna listen to it again. Bodak Yellow came out 8 years ago. I'll listen to that again though. I probably would. I mean, Best Life, I don't fuck with Chance the Rapper. That's a good song though. Be Careful, I'm not gonna listen to that song though. I mean, it's a good song. I like Be Careful, but I'm not gonna play.
Wait. Run back the songs again. Run back the songs again.
I'm just going over.
I'm trying to keep up.
I said Drip was good.
Drip was fire. Again. I would listen to that shit.
Again. I mean, Big and Head, I'm not gonna listen to that. I'm not gonna
Big and Head.
I'm not gonna
great rap song.
I'm not gonna say great. I don't know about great, but I'm not gonna. I'm not
like it's a great song.
I'm not gonna sit at my house and then be like, you know what?
Bodak Yellow, we already know what we're saying.
I'm not gonna say. Siri, play Big and Head for me.
I love Big and Head.
It was good when it first came out. Bodak Yellow, I mean, they came out, like I said, a long time ago. Be Careful, it's not going to be something I play. Not playing that song. Like, I'm not going to be randomly playing that song. If it comes out, I mean, even if it comes out on shuffle.
I'm not randomly playing that song either, but I know the shorties love that song.
It was a good song. I mean, Best Life is
love that
song. It's a good song, but it's Chance the Rapper, and I don't fuck with Chance the Rapper.
And she had, you got to give her that for the variety. Amazing variety. And in the same way,
it was a good album. Yeah,
I fuck with this album because depending on how you want to look at it, okay, first of all, if you're going for an MC route, this is not the album you're gonna pick because she had a lot of songwriter. Like she had another songwriter for the shit.
Yeah.
First of all, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that first and foremost. But in the mode of thinking of what people want right now, and getting a variety of those kind of things, this is almost a perfect pop rap album.
Mm-hmm. Wait.
Will you give me that?
Give me a moment so I can think about this for a second. I think I need to marinate in this thought process.
What's going on?
Bring out a prop for you.
Oh boy. All right. Well, so it's your boy Russell. What's up, the viewers? I'm gonna try. How many viewers we got in here? Like 5, 4, 3. Follow me on Instagram. Russell Abad at a bad boy. That's ABADB0Y. Russell Abad, a bad boy, a bad boy. What's good? We got if you don't know, we got the Old English right now. I think Will might have finished his. Nah, he still got a lot left. We got the 40 ounce in the plastic bottle. Don't know why we got this, but bad for the environment. But you know. I'm gonna check the chat right now. What are you guys doing? We got 2 people in here. What's good? He's Gucci. Do you listen to Kamikaze from Eminem? Bro, we talked shit about Eminem in the last live. I'm sorry. Pad album was great. What's the Pad album? Juice WRLD album. You talking about the one with Future? Because that's the only one I listened to. Beer Bungs and Bentleys. I love the singles off that thing. Not really listening to the album more than one time. DiCaprio 2. I will give you that. Evan Pate. DiCaprio 2 was great. I love DiCaprio 2. It just came out at the end of the year. Oh boy.
She back.
He used the restroom. He does not have a prop with him.
Yeah, that's pissed.
So, okay.
That song with YG, she's back. I mean, the thing is about Cardi B is I like her music, and the album was good, but I'm not gonna replay. For the most part, even if I can't replay even more than half the songs on an album, it doesn't have good replay value to me. I'm not gonna listen to these songs in December. I listened to Get Up 10 maybe a month ago. I mean, I never liked Drip. Drip was
Drip's a good song. Fuck you, man. It's a Migos song.
Drip was a Migos song. I mean, I don't like Migos very much anymore. I've heard that it's a very saturated sound they haven't even improved or even changed.
Drip.
It's gotten worse. Honestly, Migos gotten worse for very very continually for a long time. I mean, these are good songs. I mean, when I first heard the album, there were no skips. I mean, I like Best Life. I mean,
Best Life's also a great song. I like it. Classic.
Cardi, I did a reaction to that on my channel. She Bad, kind of There's a YG feature where he got the hook.
It's a DJ Mustard song, bro.
Repetitive. I mean, Through Your Phone was a song that, even for me, it was probably a good song. I don't remember how it goes, but that's one of those songs where, from a woman's perspective, where I was like, I don't really care. I mean, the whole like, I'm going through your phone. Why are you talking to other bitches? Like, okay, that's for the women. I mean, I don't really give a fuck about. I mean, look, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I'm not gonna be here like, yeah, go through that man's phone. Who's he? What's the tea, girl? What's he? Who them bitches he talking to out there, girl? You tell it. You show that man over there who you knew was a serial cheater, but you still married him, and now you're upset for some reason. I don't understand. Like what do you think is gonna happen when you marry a serial cheater? Never mind. It's a whole different situation. It's not good to be a cheater, but when someone shows you who they are, I mean, and you ignore it, I mean, whose fault is that? And now Offset owns 50% of all of Cardi B's, I guess, licensing.
Is that true?
For the rest of her life? Yeah, dude. Because Cardi B became Cardi B and got most of her wealth while she was married to Offset. And Offset was already big before he was with Cardi B, so he isn't over half his shit. It's only the earnings that are given, the earnings and like I guess
because they were married, like the way that
New York law works. Yeah. So like the Cardi B franchise or the company of Cardi B, basically, became what it is after she was married to Offset. Not because of the marriage, but since it happened afterwards, it was considered that company.
But is she getting Offset?
No, because Offset because Offset was already established as a company, as a figure
beforehand,
before he was married to Cardi B. So the way that New York law is written, Offset doesn't have to give her anything, but he's entitled to 50% of Cardi B's earnings because those all came during their marriage.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, I mean, if anything, you won, Offset. We ain't win. I don't know how we ever won. Probably the best meme, not the best meme, probably the funniest meme though of 2018.
Not even intended to be a meme.
This man said y'all won after he cheated on his wife. He said y'all. Who is y'all? First of all, I don't know who y'all is. I don't know who y'all.
Man, what do you think of the fucking the onstage come back to me?
Very corny.
That was fucked
very
up.
manipulative.
That was fucked up.
Yeah, corny, manipulative.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've low key been in that position, but to do that shit on a stage like that, like that's like embarrassing.
Yeah, that shit's corny and just some bullshit. Honestly, I ain't gonna hold you. It's really some trash shit to do to someone that you think you love and put them on the spot like that. That's like getting denied. Like if you post someone in public at like a not like a mall, but like at a game or something, and then they tell you no, and you start yelling at them saying, "Why won't you marry me?" It's like it's embarrassing to them. They already just denied you in public in a big place with a bunch of strangers, and now they're demanding an answer out of you there. It's like it's a weird situation where it's like pressure and everyone in the crowd's like probably saying, "Yeah, take it back."
Actually, if you watch the video phone videos, a lot of people say, "Fuck him! Don't take it back, Cardi."
People because
they came to see her.
Yes, it's Cardi Conscious. It's the Cardi Conscious. Yeah, never mind. Yeah. So it's definitely that definitely would be what the response would be. Which it's a corny move, but I can't even say but. That's just full stop. It was corny and stupid and manipulative.
Oh boy.
Anyway, I think we wrap this up. We've been on this for 2 hours.
That's albums of 2018, baby.
Yeah, top 10 albums, top 5 albums of 2018.
Overall, really good year of music.
Hard to decide what the number one.
I don't know. I think the concept of an album is so different now, and I don't know. I think your answer was great. I would probably put Dirty Computer up there too if I knew about it more. I know the main songs and I gave it a run through, but like I said, I mean, I just listening to it like a few times, I can tell it's a classic.
Oh shit. Okay, I haven't reading chat, but someone was saying they listened to Kamikaze from Eminem.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah. I was kind of addressing the comments when you were gone.
I couldn't. Okay, I see.
We can go into those albums though.
I won't even go all that deep into it, but for Kamikaze, it was cool, but like I said it earlier, Eminem has been apologizing for his own music for a long time now, and Kamikaze and Eminem as a person he's tried to uphold this whole I don't give a fuck type of attitude toward a lot of different things, just life in general, honestly. And it seems like every other album he has to like mention that like someone who I guess like a critic or someone who didn't like it or like a general response to the album in a way that proves that he actually gives a lot of a fuck about what people think about him, about his music, about what he puts out, and he actually cares a lot. And it's kind of weird even though he can rap, the dude can rap. Now that whole kickoff shit was stupid. I'm not gonna front that whole like him rapping in front of like the camera in the basement, going back and forth, taking long breathers, walking back away from the camera and whatnot. Corny, but I mean, it gets kind of lame when you have to keep apologizing and saying, "Okay, you like that album because I had Ed Sheeran on it on that song River or whatever it was called. Okay, I'm gonna put out an album full of disses to everyone. All right, MGK, I'm coming for you, bro."
I like that. The MGK diss was good.
Why would Eminem even care what MGK? It's MGK. Why would you even acknowledge that shit from MGK? I mean, weird beard. Oh, come on now, bro. You're 48. Come on.
Was Eminem in Bird Box? No, but MGK was in Bird Box.
Oh, did you watch it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't watch it yet. I can watch it tonight probably.
What'd y'all think of Bird Box?
Someone said that Janelle Monáe was trash.
Someone said that?
Yeah. Someone said DiCaprio 2 was the best.
Yeah, it's a great album. It just came out too late, and I can't really. I need to process it more.
Yeah, I didn't even listen to it yet. I really should have.
DiCaprio 2 is amazing.
Man, I know Jid's great. I listened to a lot of Jid, but yeah. All right,
He's a great rapidy rap guy that we really need right now, in my opinion. TDE could have signed him.
Shut your rapidy rap ass up. All right, I think we're done here. Top 5 albums. I'll go over mine again. I said my 5 was Kids See Ghosts. My 4 was Pinko, Pray for the Wicked. Number 3 was what was my number 3? I don't know. My number 3 was Daytona by T.
Yeah.
Number 2 was Denzel Curry, Taboo. Number 1 was Janelle Monáe with Dirty Computer.
And my list of hot takes were number 5, Yay by Kanye West. Number 4, Daytona by Pusha T. Number 3, Kids See Ghosts by Kid Cudi and by Kids See Ghosts, which is Kanye and Kid Cudi. Astro World, number 2 by Travis Scott. And super hot take, number 1, Cardi B, Invasion of Privacy. That's it, folks. I think next year is going to be an even better year for music. It's going to be, from what we're hearing, a Kendrick year. Kanye, I could see him putting out another album.
I mean, Kendrick, Schoolboy, probably Childish Gambino.
Rihanna's putting out an album. I could see Drake putting out a playlist. So there you go.
All right, we out.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, 2 people that are left. All right, let's get it.
I'll end it. You can end it. Yeah.
I'll end it. And stream. Yes.